Hey YouTube, Alan here. Today I thought I'd talk about something that's been on my mind recently, just reading the news going around, and that's toys to life. So behind me we got some Amiibo, and we have a Spyro, the modern day Spyro from Skylanders. The market is full of these little things, these little figurines. I mean, not only have we got Amiibo, we've got Skylanders, we got Disney Infinity, which is coming onto its third wave, and we have Lego Dimensions, which will be a fourth entry into this Toys to Life kind of category. So, I've got a lot of opinions, I guess, on it, and I thought I'd just do one of those kind of open discussion type of videos, and kind of see how it goes, and definitely one I feel that would be good to hear back of opinions too. But anyway, I'm going to try and keep this on topic and try and keep it somewhat short. Let's start with the words themselves. Toys to Life. So, you have a Toys to Life game. That tells you you're going to get a toy, a video game, and something that combines the two. Makes sense. So in this case, here's the toy of Spyro. It's a decent little figure. But I asked myself, as a toy, how much fun is this? It's reasonably fun. I suppose you can play around with it. But there's no articulation. There's no action associated with it. And I guess that limits its play value. At least to me it does. Of course, not being a child playing with these, it's hard to get into that mindset. And we have to remember that ultimately these games, this genre of games, they're aimed at children. When we look at Amiibos, you might notice they're still in the box. Amiibos, to me, definitely don't seem to have play value. Even in their construction, I can feel that this one's quite rubbery. It feels a little more durable, like a kid could knock it around against another Skylander and, kind of play in that way. Amiibos, not so much. They feel definitely more like figures, just for display. You scan them in the game, but that's it. They're not for play. So, in that regard, they feel, although they're in the Toys to Life category, they don't really feel like a toy to me, or at least not a toy that would get a lot of play. Now, of course, Disney Infinity falls very much into a similar category. You have a figure on a stand. How much you play with it is hard to tell. The advantage there, of course, is it's got a Disney license, so I can see people liking them. And then, last entry, of course, we're going to have Lego. Now, Lego's a bit different, because although it has a plastic stand, it's Lego. So the item you scan is a figure. So you could, for example, scan this. We'll say this is a ship. Or your standard Lego man standing on the thing. So this is already a toy. So in that regard, I feel that when it comes to toy value, well, Lego Dimensions is definitely the best. It's existing toy. It works with all your existing Lego. Yeah, it's a good toy. Now, having said that, just put that guy away again. To be fair to Activision and Skylanders, they are looking to change this up a bit. I've seen the most recent ones. They're going to be vehicles, and the actual vehicle themselves you can use as real toy cars because they have real wheels on them. Now, to me, that feels like they're finally making a step into having a real toy that you could play with and then transport into the video game, which is the concept. And I've often wondered how successful these guys as figures are at bringing that concept to life. So I think it's good that we're seeing this push into real toys. And I wonder if kind of the move of kind of Lego into the market as a big toy company is kind of perhaps pushing some of these other companies to be a bit more innovative. So anyway, that's the toy category. How about the video game side? Well, the games themselves, obviously they're aimed at children, and they're solid. By and large, whether you talk about Disney Infinity, Skylanders, or the different software that Amiibo is compatible with, and that's definitely a bit of a different field, they're solid experiences. How much you like them is going to be subjective. And we don't know about Lego Dimensions. That's a real up in the air. But when I talk about them as a video game, what also arises then is the content. And one of the things that has always been a bit of a bugbear for me about these Toys to Life games is that you buy the disc, but you don't get everything on that disc. All the characters are already there, but they're locked by this guy. You don't have him, don't get Spyro. You don't have, and a good example, very recent, Splatoon came out. It's a great looking new IP from Nintendo and it's getting a lot of good press. That's good. But the amiibos, not only are they bloody in high demand and hard to get, they are essentially locks to single player bonus missions and some costumes and stuff. Now the costumes, that's a small thing. But when you start to lock actual mission content behind an amiibo, that mission content is not on the amiibo. None of these figures, none of these Toys to Life things, they're NFC chips. They're tiny little yolks that basically have a key ID in what they are. They don't have anything on them. So you're then paying however much for the game. In Splatoon's case, in the eShop, it's like €39. It's actually fairly okay. I think it's even cheaper for the first week. But you don't get it. You don't get everything unless you buy the 3 amiibo. And the 3 amiibo together, I think, run about €60. Certainly nowadays, given how hard they're to get. So it costs more in the game just to get these few extra missions. That doesn't seem right to me. And I'll say, of course, they can be used in other games, because you can, say for example, you can use them in Hyrule Warriors to get minor rewards. That's nice. That is a good added bonus. And I like amiibos, and I like the Toys to Life thing used in that fashion, where you're getting bonuses, where it's kind of like a reward. I don't like it when it's locking something that's already on the disc, that should be kind of meaty content. A few years ago, when Capcom did, DLC, where the DLC was on the disc, in which case it's not DLC because it's not download. And when you downloaded it, you were just unlocking what was already on the disc. People were up in arms. They said, well, that's not right. How can you have day one DLC where the content is on the disc you bought in the shop? So on top of paying however much for the game, I got to pay more to get this download key to unlock what's on the disc? That's a bit iffy. And I've got a terrible, feeling about these things in the same way. But they're very, very expensive. It adds up. Like Skylanders has over 200 toys now, or will do when the new game comes out. That's a hell of a lot of toys. And like Pokemon, it's however many to collect. That's the way they say it. Look at how many amiibo they have, and they're only getting going. And they're so hard to get, and you've got scalpers out there. But what really concerns me is, in this regard, for parents. I mean, these are hot commodities as toys, and when you integrate it with the video game, and that's the whole point, that's where it's clever, you get a big buzz. So if you want a parent collecting all these guys, that's a lot of money. And what really brought it home for me was when I seen the news of the new Lego Dimensions game. And Lego have gone to a lot of effort, to be fair to them, in trying to get a lot of licenses. So there's going to be Lego Simpsons, Lego Back to the Future, Lego Wizard of Oz, Lego Portal 2, Lego Doctor Who. I think there's going to be like 14 different properties, including just a few Lego ones themselves, all in the game. Like, there's a lot of big things like DC Heroes and whatnot. It is quite impressive, all the licensing they would have had to go through. But then you see how to get all that content. The starter pack is £100. Okay, a lot of starter packs can be quite pricey. And you get your bits of Lego and whatnot, which, as I said, is a toy. But then the add-on content, they can run anywhere up to €30 an add-on content for a very small Lego figure and a very small Lego model. But of course, then you get the add-on in the game. You'd say, that's okay because you're getting the add-on in the game. But are you really? Like, one example. Some of those licenses that I mentioned, like The Simpsons, Back to the Future, they're going to be locked, essentially, it seems, behind the add-on packs, the DLC figures and whatnot. At £30 for the Back to the Future one, that's premium content. Because when you see like Lego Back to the Future, you're kind of going, yeah, that's cool. It's the Back to the Future drop today. I would definitely like to play that. But I got to pay 130 quid just to play that one level. Or, well, it's probably going to be one level and a few little trinkets. That's a lot. And I believe the same goes for The Simpsons. So if some of the best content on that disc is going to be locked. And to buy everything, there's something like 30 packs. And Lego's already expensive. It's hundreds and hundreds of pounds to buy it all. That's a big ask. And then when you start to talk about all this money, you also start to wonder, can the market really continue to afford all these figures? You got more and more Amiibo coming out. In fact, they're getting slightly more expensive. You get Lego coming out, again expensive. You've got this massive competition for shelf space. That's contributed, no doubt, to the Amiibo shortage thing, although that's another topic maybe I'll get into another day. I know my local game store, they've spoke about it, and they're actually not even sure where they're going to put the Lego stuff. Because they already have all the Disney Infinity and the Skylanders, and they got Amiibos, and well, when they can get them. And now they got to find room for Lego. And they don't even, like, it's taking up a lot of space. I do worry if, given the high cost, given all the space being taken up, are we going to run into another kind of Guitar Hero rock band scenario where the market essentially gets flooded? People kind of push back saying, whoa, that's too expensive. Or will the draw of the kids into the market again and again negate that? It'll be interesting to see how it goes. So, as I said, covering a fair bit of stuff. The final bit there, because we've kind of looked at video games, just like if you forget about the toys and just say, okay, this is nothing, this is just a stamp that unlocks, boop, now I have this, or the Amiibo, boop, it unlocks something. Very questionable. We looked at the toys. They have interesting play value, I suppose, differing play value. Lego comparatively high out of the gate. Skylanders getting better. Amiibo, I do like Amiibo figures. I think they're nice figures, but play value not so much. I guess I should have perhaps got a child to answer that. But really, are they really delivering that potential then? Especially from a child's perspective of bringing a toy to life. Actually, when I think about that word, I think it's not reversed. When I think of something in real life, this guy's in real life. He exists. I can touch it. I want to make him fly. I go, whoa, it's fine. When I see something on a computer screen, that's virtual. It's not real life. So it's definitely not toys to life. It's toys to virtuality, or virtual life, I guess. But anyway, deviating. Is it really taking this potential when you were a kid and you'd be maybe playing with your different figures or whatever, having a battle or whatever you might be doing? Like, imagining something like with the Lego one, you'd have your pirate ship and you'd have your good guys and your bad guys and you'd be playing. And really, where I see that going is you have all this Lego and you build your model, whatever model you think of in your pirate land, we'll say, or your space land or whatever. And in fact, that guy there, that's just one that I made when I was a kid. I just still happen to have it. So there we go. Wouldn't it really be cool if I could play with this and make my model and scan that into the game? That would be my toy to life, because that's the toy that I played with. Even in the the Lego Dimensions, well, you can rebuild it. You can only build it into 3 distinct builds that are instructed. It's not like the typical Lego where it's basically free your imagination to build what you want or what you can imagine. So we're still not there. I don't even think we've scratched the surface on what could be done. And just to kind of give a closing kind of thought to that whole Lego thing. A few years ago, Lego did actually bring out a game where you could build a 2-dimensional front facade of a building, as if it was a Lego town. And it was actually a mobile kind of tablet game. You would scan it, and it would translate that into a building in the game. Now, it was far from perfect. I think it was called Lego Fusion. It was very much, trying to trial kind of AR technology with Lego. But the concept, funny enough, was more toys to life than these guys. It was actually you build your structure and you see it in the game. Well, that, I think, is a cool toy to life. And maybe we're getting there. Maybe with Skylanders, you know, we have Unreal cars and whatnot, we're actually getting there. Even Yoshi's Woolly World with a soft toy. Yeah. So to me, there's a massive market that has grown out of this. Where it will go, very hard to tell. Is it going to just keep growing, get better, or is it going to collapse? Who knows? I'd certainly love to hear your thoughts and opinions on this. To me, there's a whole range of subjects I could talk about. To be honest, I could probably have done different, broken things down and done other videos. As I said, like the amiibo scarcity and all that. If you'd like to see something, let me know in the comments, and maybe I'll do another future video on that. But anyway, this video has been long enough. Hope you enjoyed. Please like, subscribe, and all that sort of stuff if you enjoyed. And we'll see you again soon. Bye for now.